Previously. X-Rated, the X-Men Animated Review Show.
All fathers, all mothers, gods of Asgards across the multiverse, give me the strength of magic's dark and light to journey beyond your many realms to the gates of the fifth dimension and tear them open.
Welcome to the fifth dimension here at X-Rated, the X-Men Animated Review Show.
This is the dawning of the age. Oh, it's the fourth dimension, isn't it? You sing that song? Age of Aquarius.
Age of Aquarius.
The band that sang that was the fifth dimension, I think. Aquarius. Fifth dimension. That's it. Hey, we did it. We're here. We're in the fifth dimension with the fifth dimension. Aquarius.
I gotta check my setting. Right, that setting was on. Oh, did my cool
intro? It all came in. It just was a little up and down, but you can still hear it all.
Okay, because that voice deserves to be heard.
Oh yes, it sure does.
So, welcome to X-Rated, the X-Men Animated Review Show. This is our Storm, Goddess of Thunder.
Davin is cosplaying as a Cloak from Cloak and Dagger again.
I am. Yeah. I am. And you were supposed to go as Dagger, so I'm a little disappointed.
Like the Maximum Carnage costume, where like it was like a cross.
Yes,
symbol
that's what I want.
Where the cleavage was visible.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what was it about that area of comics where like everybody need to have some kind of like that's when they gave the Invisible Woman like the four that was cleavaged out, so you could see like her cleavage of the four. It's so dumb.
Your latest episode, Megan Hetrick mentioned the black cat thing that went down to like.
Oh, it was nuts! Like when Mark Bagley was drawing it back in the day, like I was pretty much almost right down to like the top of where she had pubic hair would be. Like it was like way down to like how is that practical when you're like robbing banks and fighting criminals and stuff, or robbing vaults? It's insanity.
But who are we? Well, we are your hosts. I am one of your hosts.
All my life, I have summoned the forces of nature. But now, I am nature.
or a gardener. I like to say it Storm's way, but gardener works too. But I am your host, Skellhorn, the god of blunder. I say that because just to get downstairs, I had to like spill my drink, crack my head off a corner of a wall, do a couple other things just to get down here to do this podcast. So,
well, we appreciate
it was a bit of a calamity. Well, it's late.
It is late. It's my fault because it's late. It usually is.
It's all. I was gonna blame you even if it wasn't, but I'm glad it was your fault for real. So I don't.
Well, I had an interesting reason. So.
Mm-hmm. Who are you? You're my co-host.
Aha! Foisting capitalist greed onto the working man. I don't blame you. You've been brainwashed by the bourgeoisie pigs who force you into paper hats and servitude. Demand a revolution! Seize the means of production! The nuggets of chicken are yours for the taking! Your masters have you slinging burgers, but when do you get to eat?
When do you get to eat, Andre?
Man, look, I tell you, what if, I'm sad the show's ending, because it's actually a super fun show. Almost every episode this season is pretty entertaining and great.
Yeah, we did a little like...
The Riri Williams episode was my least favorite, but all of the rest are great.
Yeah,
that was not even terrible.
The cowboy one, I didn't care for that.
Yeah, it was. It was okay. The Howard the Duck one is super. The Howard the Duck and Darcy one is super fun.
It's
and the Red Guardian Winter Soldier one is great. The basic like the Pacific Rim with Marvel characters is great. Like
I like that one a lot. Really the Agatha dancing one is great.
Yeah, that's fun too. The Watcher episodes are okay. At the end. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
That we're here to talk about. We're pretty great. I mean, mostly because of Storm, but
yeah, I like Birdie a lot. I think Birdie's one of my favorite introductions to the new Marvel characters.
Well, that raises a question: Is that the character Natasha Lyonne's playing in the Fantastic Four movie?
That would be very interesting. I doubt it.
Wouldn't it? I doubt it too, I guess, but it's interesting.
It'd be great if she was Herbie.
Okay, rumor has it now that I was wrong about was it Paul Walter Hauser?
Yeah, it'd be odd if he was Herbie. I assumed he's like I would pick him as.
I thought he was Mole Man, but now the rumor has it he's Herbie.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. I kind of wish he'd be Mole Man.
Yeah, I just want to see a Mole Man.
You heard who John Malkovich is playing, right?
Red Ghost, right?
Yeah. I think that's
cool.
confirmed.
I mean, they could be doing their own sort of little like space race thing. Red Ghost in the Fantastic Four, and like
he had to get his superpowered space apes. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, you gotta get his space apes. Exactly. But yeah, here we are. We're gonna review or talk. Pretty loose, I guess. But we're gonna talk about What If, mostly the last 2 episodes, and as well as this comic here. Uncanny X-Men. Well,
honestly, dude, that comic is pretty dry, I have to say. And I like a lot of Chris Claremont stuff, but man, oh man, that's a dry comic. It's a long and dry comic, and like you have to apparently read a bunch of other ones to get there. But
the art is great, though,
especially because you're like, this is the one where Storm raises Thor's hammer. Number 1, it's not Thor's hammer.
No, I didn't say it was Thor's hammer.
Number 2. It happens in like 2 pages and that's it.
Yeah, she's not in a lot. It's mostly a New Mutant story, so we might
really is
say about that.
Really is.
There's some stuff there, but that's the comic. So we'll talk about it. So the Storm, she shows up, and it was amazing.
Davin sprung it on me that he wanted to do this because Storm was in the What If show. And then it's like, can you think you can watch the entire show in the run of like 5 days or something you gave me?
And read a super long, dry comic.
Which I did fucking cram through today. Oh my God. It was so slow.
It was long. It's giant sized. Takes like an hour.
Storm, goddess of thunder, mistress of the cosmic elements.
Yep, that's what happens. It's pretty great. I don't know. I was on the edge of my seat for all the Storm stuff. And she's funny too. But maybe it's not as important what I think. Oh, you want to share a third screen?
Oh, okay. Maybe they have a thing set up so you can't do that.
What?
Because I'm trying to share on my screen. It is showing the show, but on this it's not. So they must have it set up so you can't stream a streaming show. Because like on here, I'm looking at the screen right now. So we'll just do it for the comic, I guess, but not for that. Yeah, I was just going to show you some clips from not clips, but just some background stuff. Yeah, see in the bottom, it shows me the screen, but it's not showing the main one up there.
Well, how about that? What are you using? What setting did you use?
Is it Disney Plus or is it through?
No, browser? I mean to share the screen. Just go to share screen.
The present share window. It's done right. It's just
try video file instead. You see the video file one?
No, a video file. Yeah, but then I have to actually because you have to actually like upload a video file.
Yeah, I guess you do. All right. Well, never mind. We'll talk about the episode. I do have a couple pictures, I think.
I mean, this thing kind of accumulates after a whole season of establishing the Watcher, getting more involved in helping people. In
seasons of that, really.
This reminds me a lot of back in the day. David Cutler and I Dave used to always bring up this thing in Wizard magazine, which had like the Watcher's performance review at the back. It was just like a comedy little one sketch. And it was just like him explaining all the times he had to interfere. And it was like, Galactus going to destroy the Earth, felt compelled to interfere. And then later on, it becomes like man overcharged for coffee, felt compelled to interfere. Like it gets more and more basic near the bottom. And like, it was pretty funny. Like some guy gets shortchanged for his coffee and Uatu like appears. Like,
you just see what is that?
Yeah, you're owed 35 cents.
Give this man 35 cents.
Yeah. But anyway, at this point, we've come to the point that the other Watchers have grown tired of Uatu breaking his oath and getting involved in events instead of just watching them. So they imprison him, and in doing so, fabric of his reality gets sent through back, in which the current iteration of the Guardians of the Multiverse, which is made up of,
so maybe a name change. There was a bit of a nod there later on. We'll talk about.
Yeah, so then they get word, and then they mount a rescue to go save him. And it's the team's made up of Captain Carter, Birdie, who he introduced as the adult version of a character we met earlier in the series, which is a alternate universe, Cosmic Gang alternate universe where Darcy and Howard the Duck have a child together, which was a really, really fun episode and surprisingly touching. I really liked it.
I need some of those donuts. The universe where carbs make you lose weight.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Your mother loves the donuts. You know she loves the donuts.
I love the old Howard with the little glasses on the edge of the nose too.
What's amazing in that episode and the Howard the Duck episode is how much chemistry Kat Dennings and Seth Green have as those two characters.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
They're very funny. Yeah, and like the show's full of fun little nods to other things and other universes. But and then we have one of the iterations of this team is only four females. Is Storm with the hammer of Thor. And then the other is I always forget her name. The Kahori, that's right. The indigenous character introduced in the last season.
Which was a great episode last season.
Yeah. So, we don't know what happened to the others. I guess they're still around, maybe. I don't know. Maybe, who knows? But there's a funny little scene that I just paused on here when I was flipping through it to talk about it. And it's of they have a foosball table. Yeah. In which they're playing at the headquarters. And like, you see Magneto is one of the foos people, and so is Wolverine. Yep. So there are a bunch of Mystique is in there too, as well as some of the characters they fought in the past, like the souped up Ultron with all the stones. And it was fun. Little Galactus is also the guard on one end. He's like the goalie. I think Thanos is the goalie on the other end. So it's
is he? It is pretty great, and it's just like duck wrist. That's a power,
right? Yes, yeah.
Not a power, and Storm's just like it is somewhat a power.
It is somewhat a power. It's nice seeing Allison and Sealy Smith back in this role.
Oh, it's great. I had to email her like the second I was done watching the second episode.
Did she answer you?
Oh yeah, she's got some thoughts. You want to hear them?
Sure.
Yeah, I just asked her if she had any thoughts on the series, and I told her they should shower her with money and stuff.
Oh, Davin.
Well, they should.
You're such a simp for Allison Sealy Smith.
That's all right.
I can. After meeting her, she's delightful, and I can totally understand why.
Exactly. She says she really loved voicing this alternate Storm for the What If series. She said it was an absolute blast and a huge honor. The truth is that any chance she gets to play and have fun with this amazing mutant, this electrifyingly powerful queen, is an opportunity she's never going to turn down, ever.
So Disney has the Storm voice forever.
Perfect.
Yeah, and there's quite a bit of
some thoughts on that in X points later.
There's some pretty good stuff of her. She tries to use like the hammer of Thor to travel to the Watcher's universe. Which doesn't quite work. So you get the clip you played at the beginning. Yeah.
Maybe some divine intervention is needed.
I mean, we don't got to go through the whole What If episode. Basically, they go mount a battle with try to help Uatu by recruiting an Ultron that took over its universe like the one they fought before, but this one has a change of heart and realizes that when there's nothing around, like it's completely empty, there's no point. Then they team up with him. They use him to be able to get to the universe and fight off the Watchers. And in the end, they all become Watchers themselves because Uatu shares the power with them to defeat the other Watchers, and they strand them in a universe where they don't have any power. The one that's the evil, I don't say evil, but the misguided Stephen Strange that destroyed his universe created.
Oh, that's Stephen Strange, yeah.
Yeah, the one from the What If season 2 was the
he definitely got evil. He was murdering shit.
Yes, but he controls that universe is controlled completely by him, although it's devoid of any other life. It's of him. So he has the ability he controls the rules of what happens there. So the Watchers have no power, and Uatu manages to. I think at the end, the like all of the Guardians still have their powers, and they all sort of seem to
Yeah. I mean, Storm is kicking the crap out of one of those Watchers at one point. It's amazing. Like the three other Guardians of the Multiverse are teaming up on one Watcher, and it just pans over to Storm, and she's just like smacking the crap out of this one Watcher by herself. And I'm like, yeah, Storm.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's a fun series, and it's seeing Storm kind of get to open up and do the stuff with the hammer is really fun. I don't know,
She's
man.
Funny in it. It was great.
Like,
hard act to follow. That's Storm.
And yeah, it's cool. I like that now. We're like the fact that the toolbox is open a little more, and we get to play with characters that have like it'd be so cool. We could see Wolverine in here and other people. You know what I mean? Deadpool even in one of these would have been great in a What If. Like, would have been a blast.
Yeah, here's the okay.
They're getting that zombie show, but it's not the same thing. It's just takes place in the universe of the zombies.
Well, here's what I think.
Jeffrey Wright was great as the Watcher. I don't know.
Let's just rate these and move on to X points, and then we'll get into it. How about that?
Are we doing? I thought we were doing X points for the book and the thing. Are we doing 10?
Yeah,
10 for
combined.
each?
Oh yeah, we got to talk about the book too, I guess, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll save that. I thought for the end, but we forgot to rate last episode's comic book. I've come to realize.
Oh,
yeah,
the Kitty Pryde one.
The Kitty Pryde one.
Oh, the Christmas one. Oh, shit. All right. Oh, we better do. Oh, by the way, how was your Christmas?
Oh, well, let's rate the comic first.
All right.
Because your rating might ruin my Christmas. No, that's it. I really like that issue. I'd give that issue like a solid 9, maybe.
I give it an 8. It's pretty. It's a pretty big alien ripoff, but it's fun.
Yeah, I'll give it a 9. All right. Well, these episodes, what would you rate these?
Oh, they're really fun. Like, I don't know.
Well, hold on. Let me play the music while we think about it. All right. Or better yet, I'll play this.
I summon the flares of the solar wind.
Power.
I mean, they're pretty great. It's pretty fun. It's got cosmic stuff, which I love in the Marvel Universe. The Watcher, he finally gets his own name, Uatu, which we all know from the comics.
A cool all-lady team.
Yeah, it's pretty great. You mean the woke liberal agenda team? I'm kidding. I really like it. It's great. It's fun. So I know there's some dinguses out there that are saying shit like that online. That's
greatest new team in the MCU.
It's funny just reading, like whenever you watch something you like and then you go and sort of read the reviews that other people have put, and there's always like contrarians no matter what you put that are just shit on everything because that's what they do.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Don't feed the trolls.
That's right. I like 9. I'd say if we put them together as one episode, I'd say it's a 9. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I put them together as one. It's one story for sure.
9's pretty great. I mean, I almost want to give it a 10, but I don't know. I feel like maybe there's a minor room for improvement. I don't know what though. Yeah, fuck it. Let's say 10. 10. Why not? 10.
Yeah, I mean, I'm giving it a 10.
It's pretty fun, man. I enjoyed them quite a bit.
So amazing.
I enjoyed this season quite a bit.
I liked it better than last season.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like there's a lot more because like every year we have a bigger toy box to play with, it seems like. And I know Buddy from the X-Men 97 was pretty vocal about not liking it. And said some comments.
He's
online.
Been pretty grumpy about everything since he's gotten
Seems
fired.
like he's pretty and maybe behavior like this is part of the reason why he got fired. But
well, rumor has it. But who knows? It's hard to wade into those waters because there's so much like speculation and whatnot. But yeah, all right. You know what? Let's talk about this comic. Giant Size Annual number 9. 1985.
I believe I can share that. We did that before.
So. All right. I was 1 year old. Just a
in 1970 when this came out?
Yeah, in 1970.
You weren't 1 year old. You're not that old.
It came out in 85. What comic did you read?
1970.
1970. I was born in Dickety 3, and I won't hear anything otherwise.
Well, we had to call Dickety because the Kaiser stole our word 20.
Yeah, but we stole his word for 7.
I chased him and gave up after Dickety 6 miles.
I think it's... Oh, yeah, that works.
Yeah, this worked last time.
So Art Adams, one of the best. Like, the art in this is fantastic. There's so much detail in Art Adams' work. And I'll be interested to see what it looks like in your digital version, because one of the problems
a lot brighter
in these old 80s, well, because sometimes they touch up the colors in these too, I think.
Yeah, they 100% do.
In these old ones, it's hard for them to color Art Adams' work. Like, sometimes they just don't even bother, and they're just like yellow here, like, because there's just so much detail. But fantastic. Like, Art Adams draws some of those characters, some of the best. Look at his Rogue. She's so cool.
Yeah, I like the hair.
Oh, yeah. Like, they all look great. Like, look at that. Look at that team. Rachel there, too. No place like home. Yep.
Yeah, this is really more of a New Mutant story, 100%.
Yeah. It was. And we can yada yada through most of this because Storm.
Yeah, basically the X-Men get a psychic warning to Kitty that there's some doings transpired in Asgard, and then they figure out that Rogue or Storm, who is currently with the New Mutants, have been taken to Asgard. I'm guessing this happened in the New Mutants comic, because there's a lot of, I'm not sure what is happening here because it's not set up. I'm guessing it's because you had to read what happened before.
And then they get, like, the next comic after this is the Trial of Magnetos.
Oh, really?
they get the X-Men get dropped just down in the middle.
There's a lot of dialogue in this, and like usually that's a good thing, but I don't know. In this one, I don't feel like it really. Like, I don't want to shit on Claremont. He's awesome, but it's just like
he has his long-winded issues that aren't as good as some of his other long-winded.
I did like that they used lightning bolts from Archon to travel to Asgard.
That was cool too.
And this is when Cyclops was married to Madeline Pryor.
Mm-hmm.
After Jean was dead.
Like, hey, Maddie's cool.
And they don't know that Rachel is his daughter from the future yet? Is that something that I kind of sussed out from what's going on here? Which is kind of because
she hasn't told, but she also assumes that he's probably figured it out.
He's probably like, he's like shocked she's dressed as the Phoenix and looks so much like his dead wife, and then like, nobody else seems that upset about it. Nobody else seems that upset about it. It seems pretty insensitive.
She's like, no, of all the names that I could possibly choose in the universe, I have to choose the one of your dead wife. Don't you understand?
It's sort of funny when you read comics this manner, because some of these were probably designed to think that you're going to be pretty far away when you look at them, and they wouldn't intend that you could zoom in. So like this panel here is funny to me, and like Cyclops looks like a kid dressed up as Cyclops.
Yeah, he does. That's funny.
They all kind of look like children. Like, what's going on here? Oh no, what's going on there? So 1 sec, I closed that.
That's a pretty funny panel, actually. Look, Art Adams is great.
Oh, 100%. I'm not shitting on Adams, but basically they mount an attack, a return, and then they eventually rescue them. That's kind of
the New Mutants. They go there, for their own reasons, and the X-Men go for their own reasons.
And there's Colossus. Yeah, we meet up with Hela and some other characters. Thor isn't around. They try to enlist his help, but he's off.
No, Thor and Balder are in hell.
Is it? So this is where Danny Moonstar gets the flying horse, though. Is it this story?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
No, well, it happens in the New Mutants issues,
right? But she has it. She still has it at the end of the story. Loki lets her keep it.
Yeah, she has it in this story.
Yeah.
Brightwind.
This one's kind of funny where you see them trying to blend in with the Asgardians, so they adopt Asgardian costumes.
Wolverine looks so funny.
He's like,
it's amazing.
He's all hair, just like all.
Yeah, Asgardians are naturally hairless.
Is that true?
Their bodies. I don't know, but like when they draw them, you don't see anything like Wolverine. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Oh damn! I did it again.
What are you doing here?
I just keep hitting X instead of next. So
this is the X-Men podcast.
That is true. And we get a lot of like the stuff where like Danny Moonstar is like considered like almost like a Valkyrie herself. She has some connection to the afterworld and like the Asgard.
She is a Valkyrie. They made her.
But basically Loki was made a deal that he wouldn't hurt the X-Men, but he wasn't hurting them directly. He was inadvertently kind of getting other people to do it.
The Warlock Cypher stuff is really cool.
Yeah, you get some like cool stuff with his little rock trolls and stuff.
It seems to be the first appearance of Douglock, where they fuse together.
Right. There's also and like she makes Wolfsbane kind of like one of his little guards, like his. There's a cool scene here where like Nightcrawler touches Cyclops and then Rogue, so that she apparently, if I'm touching you and then I touch Rogue, she'll get both her powers, I guess.
Yeah,
so then she turns blue and shoots laser beam same time. Optic Bell-ass.
So, maybe the coolest scene in the one of the coolest scenes in the issue for sure.
And like seeing this like a Kurt version of Rogue is kind of fun.
Yeah,
that's
that was fun when they used Rogue's powers.
And basically, Storm was kind of under a spell by Loki and saw him as a friend only and couldn't see the bad things he was doing.
Yeah, every time she like starts to question, she's just like, but Loki's my friend." And he would
now I understand why you wanted to read this particular issue. By the way,
well, that might have been an X point. Yeah, pretty great. The Enterprise is swooping in there.
Yeah, so there's a big showdown at the end.
Big old unveiling. He's like, "This is my queen, so we can replace Thor now because she does weather stuff too. So you got me, you got the weather, all you need."
Yeah, and he had the same troll that made Thor's hammer make a new one for her as well. She was going to give her in the ceremony when the X-Men start fighting. He gives it to her quicker, so she has this wonderful moment where,
boom, bada boom, of course, in the movies.
That's true. Giant Peter Dinklage.
Not if it kills me. Yes,
that is exactly what it means.
Not if I die first. Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, the hammer isn't given a name in this, so I don't know what hammer this is. What if this hammer was ever used by somebody
called
else?
Stormcaster.
Is it? This is said that in here?
Sure. No, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
This is a bad good name. I like this. Wolverine's like dying in this world, and he's like, "But Loki's my friend; he would not lie." And then like Wolverine says, "He's the god of lies. That's all he does."
That's all he does.
It's like all he does is lie.
There is some good stuff in this issue. It's just
I like the moment where Hela comes to take, because she's the goddess of death, to come take Wolverine away, and Storm fights her off.
Yeah,
because she won't let her take won't like Hela take him, which is nice.
Look at it and like go back. Can you go back? Is it this page previous? Maybe the one before. It's maybe when Hela first shows up back up.
It's like it takes a minute for this to come back up. Right here?
Yeah. Like if you look inside Hela's mouth, there's like a bunch of skulls in there.
Yeah, in here, yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty cool image.
Yeah.
She's just like, yeah, that would look pretty creepy and like.
So how connected is Hela to the actual embodiment of death? Like they're not the same person.
For the Asgard, she basically is.
So death is death for our universe, and Hela or is the death.
Well, like the way they explain it is like all the different like religions and peoples, they have their own death.
But death seems to be the same death.
They're all
like
just
anyone on Earth
of the mistress death, kind of thing, or like kind of proxies for mistress death.
I don't know. I don't think I accept that Hela and Death are the same person, like the purple robe Lady Death.
Not the same person, but like
connected to the entity. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to put it.
Like I like that Loki's hiding under the table during the big fight, which I think is very Loki.
Because that death, Mistress Death, like she doesn't really have her own underworld that you see very often. She's usually just floating around.
She's just tempting Thanos with her sexiness.
Exactly. And Andre.
That's right. So we see her give, like he offers to let Storm stay, be queen, can keep her powers. At this point, she doesn't have her powers. So with the hammer, and she has to fly and do all her stuff again. But she doesn't want to leave her friends behind. Also doesn't want to be holding to Loki. But it's funny because Loki's like, you refuse, you dare, so be it. But then he's like, my God. He's like,
what a woman. He's like,
yeah. He's like right here. He's like, gather thy brood woman. He's like, blessed branches of Yggdrasil. What a woman. I would almost be worth losing the throne to win her by my side. So obviously Loki understands.
He's not wrong.
I also really like the scene too where they're getting ready to go back, and Warlock takes the form of Colossus. See this here.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I don't think when I was reading it. That is funny. Warlock's a great character.
See here?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I really want the MCU to do the New Mutants characters and bring Anya Taylor-Joy back as Magic because she was awesome as that.
He also has this little. Yeah, she would be good to keep as Magic for sure. She also has this little. He makes this little statue of Storm as a reminder.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Does she ever return to this in the comics? Does she ever like this get the hammer back and do this again?
I think she shows. Is it? She does show up again because then they give her the name Stormborn.
Oh,
but maybe that because she's also in like all the Secret Wars stuff. Like she's in that Thor's series. You remember that? There's that newer Secret Wars series, and there was like the mini series. One of them was called Thor's.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She was in that.
It was the one where like the Battle World, when
Ultimate Thor and like Beta Ray Bill were like buddy cops or something. Like,
oh yeah, it was like when Earth was shut. It was the Jonathan Hickman story where like Dr. Doom was trying to keep reality together. By
I loved all that.
All the fractured parts of reality. I think it was Battle Worlds, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, it was Battle Worlds, but that series was called Thor's.
Yes, there were quite a few in there that I liked, and there's a lot of these throwbacks. Like each world had like all these different scattered worlds that were kind of connected, that were like nods to old comic stories. There's like an E for Extinction, Grant Morrison kind of one. There was like the Thor's one. There was like old Spider-Man ones that were like connected to different times. It was neat.
Yeah,
have a fun way to revisit old properties.
Stuff. And the main series was great, and the art was great by Assad Reevich. And
yeah, I should read those. It's been a million years since I've watched them.
Yeah, it was good stuff, and all the stuff building up to it too, like all that Hickman Fantastic Four and Avengers stuff. That's all great stuff too. It's a lot. It's a lot of reading.
Oh, some good stuff.
Oh wait, that's not the one I wanted.
That's nice.
And you'll be happy to know I went through all the sound effects, and I'm pretty sure there will be no more.
I am very happy to hear this.
Yeah, it only took us 100 episodes. No, well, we were like error free for a long time, and then they came back. But anyway. So, X points. All right, so I'm going to get right into it. So, here's my gripe with this What If series. I agree with you. It's a lot of fun. I wish it was still going. However, it's not really a What If series most of the time. Like, if you look at the titles and some of the episode concepts, they're not really what ifs in the style of the comics anyway, where it was just like, what if this had happened instead of this happening? Like, what if 1760? That's not a what if. That's not a question. It's just like, it's a multiverse thing. It's like, these have more they're more like the Exiles, is my point. Most of these are more.
Well, I think it's just a difference between like. Well, it's funny because like even the one with Howard the Duck and Darcy, like that universe was the one that where Thor partied on Earth, where like he didn't. Yeah, so like it wasn't even a what if from that universe. It was sort of continuing on a story from that other universe.
Yeah, it's not really a what if series. It's an exile series, and sometimes the exiles, which they do call them in this what if finale, like they called the Guardians of the Multiverse the Exiles.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, which they really kind of more are. That's what the Exiles do. They hop through the multiverse and solve whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, just getting a narrative story of the people in their own universe doing their own thing, I like that better.
Yeah, but it's just you could do the what if series and just make them more what ifs and do an exile series. So here's my thing. This is ended. I think they're going to make an exile series once the X-Men stuff kicks off. And they'll pick up a lot of these same characters and make them
maybe.
Because they're basically doing an exile series now. They'll want to do more animated series in this style, likely. And they're going to go hard on X-Men once they realize how everyone loves it, which I think they have realized because they seem to be fast tracking it all now. Exiles. That's my first X point. What if there's more exiles in an exile series is coming? Mark my words.
You say stuff like this a lot, and it never happens.
Mark my words, Andre.
Oh, mark them down, but it's never going to happen. All right, my first X point is Birdie.
I shall pour him some swear jar.
Oh, you got that terrible maple donut one? I like swear jar, but I didn't try the maple donut one.
Oh, somebody bought it for me. I would never buy a sweetened liquor.
Yeah, it's way too sweet.
Way too sweet.
Yeah, Birdie. Birdie's my X point. I really like that character a lot. A lot of fun. It's like kind of cosmic bird energy thing. It's a ton of fun. I love the concept of like Howard the Duck having a kid, although she's mostly human. I don't know how much Howard the Duck DNA is in there. She doesn't have a bill or
she got wings.
Some feathers. She got wings and some feathers. About it.
Wings is a lot.
I guess, but you think like
wrist.
if you think of what an actual amalgamation of human and duck would look like, it would not be mostly human with wings. She'd probably have a bill.
It'd be Howard the Duck.
Feet. Yeah, Howard the Duck. Yeah, like I guess he's already an anthropomorphized.
He's already anthropomorphized.
Yeah, so there's that too. That's fair.
So it's just like weeding out more of the she's just not fully feathered. She does have some feathers.
Yeah, but I think she's a really cool character. I like Natasha Lyonne a lot. She's great.
Me too.
Great voice in this. All around, it's just really, really fun. And I like this new. I like that Marvel takes a few chances on these what if shows and adds and make new characters like Kaori and Birdie. Yeah. I mean, not a great name, but I'll take Birdie.
And even Captain Carter. We never really got Captain Carter until this series. Captain Carter.
Yeah, she of course makes the ultimate sacrifice to save everybody at the end of the second part. But
I like that because to me it makes sense because if you take somebody like the Watcher or the Eminence, especially, who's really kind of disconnected more than even Uatu, they never experienced any real hardship in the way like a Captain America or a Captain Carter kind of character or a Cyclops or a Wolverine has, you know what I mean, where they can build this like unbeatable will power and stuff like that. So then they get the powers of the Watchers. So then you give the power of the Watchers to somebody with that kind of willpower, and like that's totally legit that she could just like match their power and then add her willpower on top of that and do what she did.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's really cool. So Birdie, that's my next point.
All right. Well, my next point. Well, I'm going to talk about the Exiles some more. This Exiles idea. So, Exile show. They need somewhere to put these amazing voice actors from the OG X-Men show, like they just did with Storm and this. Like they need somewhere to put these characters, and like even from the other shows, like you could bring in the voice actors from X-Men Evolution, and you could have Gothrogue on the Exiles for a while. Like you could, it would be the perfect place because the Exiles lineup just changes so often. Like
I'd want it to be more like the original comic though, where you had like Spider Carnage and Hyperion and all these other characters.
The universes they would go to would be wild. You would think. Like I would rather have just got an Exile series than like a whole multiverse saga kind of thing. Probably
that'd be interesting.
It's coming. So then, like that's my point. They'll put all the old actors there. Like they could put the old Spider-Man from the '90s show on the team for a while. That voice actor. How fun would that be? That Spider-Man comes back.
Salmon played him in the live action show. I can't remember the name of the guy that did his Spider-Man's voice. Apparently, that's getting close.
It's the guy who played Greg Brady in the Brady Bunch remake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I didn't know that. The fun one with like Gary Cooper or Gary Cole.
Movie.
Gary Cole. Yeah, the movie.
Yeah,
they made two of them, the Brady sequel and the Brady those are fun.
Yeah, Greg Brady in that's Spider-Man.
Oh, he's great. He was Christopher Daniel Burns.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, shit, he looks old now.
Yeah, he could get on the Exiles show.
Yeah. Jennifer Hale was also on the original Spider-Man cartoon too.
What? Who was she on that?
She was Black Cat, Felicia Harding.
Right.
Oh my god. Da-da.
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah. Wow. The voices are just messing up in my head right now.
Hank Azaria was Eddie Brock.
Yeah,
he
I
was.
can hear that now. I can hear.
I know
that
it's
now.
funny how you don't realize it until you like look these things up.
Well, there was a ton of voice actors on, like, huge actors and voice actors on that Spider-Man show. They must have spent so much money.
Jim Cummings was the Shocker, which makes perfect sense.
Wasn't
George
Keith David Kingpin?
No, it was Ed Asner or someone.
No, it was Rocco, or he played the robot in Logan's Run. Roscoe Brown. Roscoe Lee Brown.
George Takei was Wong.
Yeah.
Tim Russ was the Prowler.
Yeah. Oh, I think Michael Dorn was even on that show. Like, it had a huge.
Donatello was Hydro Man. Rob Paulson. David Hayter, who's famous for being the voice of Solid Snake, was Captain America. Lots of great names in here. Man, there's a lot of cool people that kind of went on to have cool careers, or at least be connected. Norm Mark. I mean, we all know Mark Hamill was the Hobgoblin. But a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, Rue McClanahan was in it too from Golden Girls. She was
an Aunt May, was she?
Felicia Hardy's mom. I think.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
Malcolm McDowell was Whistler. Remember when Blade's friend Whistler?
Yeah.
Hey man, it's all in there.
Oh yeah, man.
David Warner was.
You got another ex. Who was David Warner?
He was Herbert Landon. I remember him as a villain in one of them. Next point is the I like Storm's design, Asgardian Thor or Asgardian Storm in her sort of Thorm store.
It's late.
Thor store. That design was really cool. I thought it was kind of a neat, kind of blends the Asgardian thing with part of her costume. And I really liked how it looked in the What If comic. That was pretty, or the What If series. That was kind of neat.
Oh yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, very cool indeed. I don't know how this universe shakes out. Is she the daughter of Odin? Is she just someone who got the? Is she still Storm?
No, for me, that's where these things connect, this What If and this comic book, because you could just imagine she is just Storm stays in Asgard.
I mean, her hammer looks different than the two, but like her hammer looks like Mjolnir.
It looks like she has Mjolnir there, but who knows? That could just be a design thing.
Ed Asner was Jameson. That's right. I knew he was someone in this show.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Get me pictures of Spider-Man.
All right, your turn.
All right. Oh, well, my next one is, I think we're going to see Captain Carter in live action.
We did.
That would be
the Doctor Strange movie, Multiverse of Madness.
Oh.
She was in it, very clearly.
She was in it. Oh, that was kind of again.
Maybe in the Secret Wars.
I don't know what that Captain Carter was in that movie, but this Captain Carter.
She's dead too.
No,
she died at the end of it. She blew up to save the Watcher.
No,
her friends.
She's fine. She's going to appear.
She's
in live
fine.
action.
Okay.
Anyway, that's my X point. I think we're going to see her in live action, and maybe some of these other characters.
So we're just making predictions.
Maybe Birdie. Yeah. Not Storm. Not that Storm. But I think we might even see a Kahori live action thing eventually too. She got a comic book.
What do you think would play her?
She's voiced by Deborah Jacobs from Reservation Dogs.
Which one was she?
She plays
the girl? The main girl, the 4 kids?
Well, there's 2 main girls, but
not the one that
not Willie Jack, the other one.
Yeah, the other one. Okay, yeah, she'd be great. She actually is who I'd probably cast in that role. So
I'd probably cast Willie Jack.
She's great too. But,
yeah. Well, I guess if she's already doing the voice, it'd be kind of weird to cast Willie Jack. So.
No, she actually looks the part too. She'd be good.
She'd be good. So, yeah, back to you.
Back to me. I want more cosmic stuff. I want all the fun space cosmic stuff that Marvel has to offer. I know Fantastic Four is coming, and Guardians of the Galaxy gave us quite a bit of that. I don't know what'll. I know Fantastic Four is an alternate universe.
Just the first one.
I know, but it bothers me. I just would rather than be in the main universe. I don't know why it bothers me. I'm sure when I see the movie, I'll be happy. I don't like the idea that like they're not all. I get alternate versions, that's fine, but it's weird that they're. I assume Secret War will blend everything together and we'll have a world where they're all together. But and maybe that's what they're
before then in Doomsday.
Yeah, sorry, Secret War then Doomsday, is it, or Doomsday then Secret War?
Because that Doom is supposed to be in Fantastic Four.
Oh, the Robert Downey Jr. version of Doom.
Yeah. So
I assumed he was just an alternate version of Iron Man that was Doctor Doom. But whatever.
Guess we'll see.
The idea that like I want to see. I know Galactus in that movie, so we're going to see that voiced by the amazing Ralph Ineson, who is in full display in the new Nosferatu movie, which I highly suggest.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he was in The Witch, the Robert Eggers' first movie, and he's in Nosferatu as well. He's very good in it. He's got a very recognizable voice.
Oh yeah.
But I want to see like all the weirdos. I want to see Jack of Hearts. I want to see fucking Morg. I want to see Terrax. I want to see Firelord. I want to see all those guys. Give them to me. Give me all the fun space guys. Captain Marvel.
Give me all the Shi'ar. Give me all the Shi'ar.
Yeah, that'd be great. We got Captain Marvel. We didn't get Marvel, but we did. I guess that was in the
we did get Marvel.
Yeah, but not like Janice Vell. I guess we have Phyla now, because she's one of the Guardians at the end of the new one. Adam Warlock, like I know we got him too, so I want to see more of that stuff, more fun space stuff. Bring it. This give me a little bit of it, and I want to see more of it.
Give me Guardians from the first Guardian.
Tyrant. Yeah, give me the one
Charlie
from the
27.
future. Yeah, Charlie 23, wasn't it?
No, it's Charlie 27.
Okay, and the Starhawk and all those guys. Well, we did have those too. They were in the Guardians movie.
Sylvester Stallone. We didn't get Charlie 27.
Yeah, that was Ving Rhames.
Oh, we get. I guess we did get that team.
Yeah, Martin X was the guy from the played Lex Luthor on Smallville. Yeah. Michelle Yeoh was Firebrand, although you briefly saw her because they used her again in Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. So Miley Cyrus was the robot head. Yeah, that's right. I want all of those guys. Let's see more of them. Dakar would be great. See more of him in the Guardian. I get Stallone, so why not? I like that they kind of made them older versions of them. Yondu was there too. We got them all. Yeah, weird versions of them, but they were there. Yeah, give me all that weird shit. I want that.
Yeah, I do too. They could just make it a Shi'ar thing. Make it all X-Men related somehow.
I know our X points are wildly, but I have a really fun idea for my next X point. So you go.
All right.
I have two more.
My next one is, Well, I got to mention the Enterprise again. Yes, Warlock turns into the OG Enterprise and comes swooping in, and it's amazing. And he's even shooting lasers or phasers. It's glorious and needs to be mentioned again because it's fantastic art. It's so detailed. Like he's a friggin' master. It's so detailed. Like they should have just went black and white with his stuff back in the day because they couldn't really color it. Oh well. Look at that Enterprise. It's just gorgeous stuff.
That's funny. I guess Paramount didn't sue them at the time.
They might have had the track license at the time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, to do the comics. Yeah, it's possible.
They did. I think DC had the license. So maybe they were just sticking it to them.
Mm-hmm. You know what I want? Okay, my next X point. Being how much fun they can do with what they do with like the animated series and all the stuff they're doing. What I really, if the Marvel gods are listening, the people out there are listening.
Oh, they're watching.
Okay, Marvel, if you're watching, please hire me to do this. I'll be the showrunner. I guarantee you I have no experience, but I'll bring enough passion to make up for it.
I'm Andre's agent.
I want an animated version of the 2099 universe. Give us all the 2099 characters and do them right. Fix the ones that weren't that great. Fix the ones that weren't that great and really enhance the ones that were.
You want that Garbage Man character that Stanley wrote?
Stanley Ravage 2099.
You want Ravage?
I want Miguel. I want a true.
You don't really want Ravage 2099, do you?
No, you can skip Ravage, but I want Miguel. I want Miguel O'Hara like the way he is in the comics. I want the classic Miguel O'Hara, like the more accurate comic.
You don't want X-Men 2099, do you?
I want them too, but do them right. You can take those characters and do them better.
Yeah.
Like, they got the writers, they got the resources. Take all that, make this show in a 29 universe. Give me the Jake Gallows Punisher. Give me the Doom 2099. Give me all of those fun characters. I want to see all that. After rereading some of the Spider-Man 2099 comics,
that would be a fun animated series.
It would be a really fun animated series, and it can go adjacent to the Marvel universe. It's a parallel universe and a timeline in the future.
Sure,
do that. We've already established multiverse.
Or the Exiles team could go there.
Well, I just want to see them build this world. Do a Spider-Man series 2099, do a Punisher, do a Greater World one, or just make a 2099 series, pick a different character every episode, focus on them, and then bring them all together.
Ghost Rider, wasn't there a Ghost Rider 2099?
Yeah, he was kind of robotic looking.
Yeah.
The Hulk 2099 was kind of like a big monstrous beast looking thing.
Yeah.
There
was no Avengers 2099.
That's a good question.
I don't think there was.
It wasn't like Captain America or an Iron. There was an Iron Man, I think. He was Arno Stark or something. They added him.
No, Arno is.
They kind of retcon that. But he was he's a future Iron Man in another story, and they kind of retcon that in our reality he also is he's a brother of Tony Stark. Okay. But there was Spider-Man, Ravage, Punisher, Hulk, Ghost Rider, Doom, the X-Men. They had all them. X-Nation, the Fantastic Four, they had clones of all the original Fantastic Four.
I don't remember Fantastic Four 2099. That one must have escaped me.
There was a Daredevil 2099. There's a couple different versions where they did like timeline stuff that screws stuff up. There's a Moon Knight. There's a Thor. The Thor one was interesting. There was a Captain America and a Black Widow, a Hawkeye.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Iron Man. Yeah, Deadpool 2099. Gray Hulk, Red Hulk. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of extra 29 comics to come, but if you took the original like kind of fun stuff they did in the 90s, I'd be interested to see them do some fun stuff with it. Or I'd be really interested to see them show up in the X-Men 97 cartoon. If they're fucking with time and they get stuck somewhere, it'd be interesting if they
the X-Men
run into the 2099.
They see that like red pterodactyl guy or whatever this shit, bat guy.
Bloodhawk, his name was.
Bloodhawk, yeah, that's it.
It was a very 90s, name.
And there was the guy who just looked like Gambit but was silver.
He was fast. His name was Mean Streak. Which is a fun name, but like it's very like the 90s had very like death, stabby, murder, punchy kind of names. And like there was I'm just looking at the names of the X-Men from that time period. There was Bloodhawk, Cerebra, Junk Pile, Crystalline, La Lunatica, Mean Streak, Metalhead, Serpentina, Skullfire, and Desert Ghost.
Yep.
Very, very 90s names. It's like remember like all the Image comics like they were at that time when there was
like Bad Rock.
Yes, Bad Rock, and there was like Blood Strike was a team like in there's Brigade, and they had like all those the blood. I remember.
I just called them not X-Men. There was a lot of books that weren't the X-Men that came out around that time.
Oh, like the names of the Bloodstrike characters. I used to read. I got some copies of those comics, like just when I was a kid, like in a used store, they had a bunch of them, and I remember picking them up. And there's like Cabot was the main guy. Stone, 4 Plagues. They had 4 arms. FOUR, Deadlock, Shotgun, Shogun, Tag. Like, this is all very It's like the Wildcats. They have weird names too. It's like Ravager. It's very 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 interesting time period of comics.
Ravager 2099.
Everybody. That was just Ravage.
I know. That was a joke. Yeah.
But yeah, everybody had shoulder pads and a ton of little pouches everywhere.
Oh yeah, you gotta keep your,
Oh yeah. But you hear the names of all the characters from the Brigade comic that Rob Liefeld did: Atlas, Badrock, Battlestone, Boom, Cold Snap, Crucible, Dash, Glory, Kaboom, KO, Kid Supreme, Lethal, Roman, Seahawk, Shadowhawk,
My God,
Spice,
there's so many.
Stasis, Supreme, Thermal, Tremor, Troll, and Vanguard. I forget about Tremor. He's a cool character from Spawn. Anyway, yeah, give me an animated 2099 universe. I want it.
All right.
Give it to me, baby.
All right. My last one is one interesting thing that they mentioned in this comic too. The Douglock thing was interesting, but how the Valkyries share pain. Like somebody, Loki, I think, maybe Hela, blasts Danny. And I think it was Hela. And she's just like, Danny's just like, you're kind of screwed now because all my sisters felt that too, and now they're on their way. So like that makes that, if you like carry that over into the MCU, that idea makes that scene where they show the massacre of the Valkyries a lot more painful. They're all sharing each other's pain at the same time. They do all look like they're in excruciating pain in that scene. So maybe they went with that. But the Valkyries are a super interesting group.
Yeah, I found them very interesting. My last point is I really enjoyed the Thor Hela fight in the comic. I thought like her going all out to
The
stop
Storm Hela.
What did I say? Thor, yeah, Storm Hela fight, because her going all out and putting it all on the line to stop Death from taking one of her friends is a nice salient point that I think works really well with the comics. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really cool. I really like that part.
All right. Me too. Well, I think that's all for X points.
Yep.
So, where are we?
But I like movies, which is fine.
You can like movies.
Talk about movies for a minute.
Talk about movies for a minute. Well, I want to talk about the movie that I just came from watching in Halifax today.
You didn't see the end.
I did not, but I really like the movie. They're doing the series in the theaters called The Fincher Files, where they're re-showing the movies of David Fincher. So tonight, me and a friend went to go watch The Game from the late 90s, mid 90s, early 90s. I don't know. But anyways, Michael Douglas plays a kind of a slightly out of touch rich investment banker guy who his brother gifts him entry into this thing called The Game, where they tailor a real life role playing experience that you never really know if you're in it or out of it, to try to life it up your life. And then, seemingly the people behind it are using it for nefarious means to steal this guy's money in his life. I haven't seen the end of it. I'm probably about 15 minutes out, but because during the movie we're watching at the Park Lane Theater in Halifax, it's funny because in the movie, you don't know who's who, what's what, who's on your side. Is it part of the game? Is it not? And then the theater starts playing this loud, like beep, beep. If you're hearing this, like there's an emergency, beep, beep. And it's right in a point in the movie.
In the movie?
In the movie, it's right at a point that would kind of make sense that you would hear it. And then we realized that it wasn't actually in the movie. It was coming out of the loudspeakers. And the guy behind us in the theater goes, "Is this part of the game?" Which I thought was really funny. So unfortunately, I didn't get to see the end. But go check out that movie, The Game, by Fincher. If you haven't seen it, it's a great movie. I actually hadn't seen it before, so it was cool to experience it that way. It sucks I didn't get to see the end, but I do have it on Criterion, so I can just go pop it in when I'm done this and watch the rest, which I probably will do. Also, the new Nosferatu. Go check it out. It's excellent. And while you're at it, watch the old Nosferatu, which is also excellent. From over 100 years old, that movie, but it's great.
I'm going to say, and go watch Shadows of the Vampire.
Oh, also a great movie.
Yeah, which is a Nosferatu sort of spoof in a way.
Not a spoof, just sort of a expanding of it.
Yeah.
It sort of posits the idea that the original Nosferatu film from the 20s.
That's Shrek.
Yes, that he was an actual vampire hired by F.W. Murnau and hidden to secretly star in the film to make it authentic, and hid that fact from the cast and crew and is secretly feeding some of them to him to keep him pacified. And he's played by Willem Dafoe in that version of the movie. Murnau is played by John Malkovich, which is great too.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's a really solid movie. I like to rewatch it. It's been long. I watched it when it came out probably, and I'd like to check that out. But the new one is excellent. Like it's beautiful. The design is gorgeous.
It's Eggers, right?
If that doesn't
He
win
does
best,
beautiful stuff.
If that doesn't win best cinematography or whatever at the Oscars, then there's a crime happening. It's fantastic.
Did Lighthouse win best cinematography?
It should have, but I don't think it did either. But I had a guest on my podcast that did all the storyboards for that movie.
Who did that?
David Cullen. He did a few one shots, one pagers, and what ifs back in the day for Marvel.
A couple of what ifs in storyboards for the Lighthouse. Interesting.
He does a lot of storyboarding now, but he was in. We had a 2-parter on my show because we had a long talk. So.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Yeah. Well, yeah, check that out for sure. Well, you know what we skipped?
Hey, check it.
Just because I've been calling it all show, go read it some Exiles. Like it's coming. There's going to be an Exiles. And don't stop here. Continue on where mimics the leader and all kinds of stuff. Man, wouldn't it be cool to have Nocturne? Oh, and Blink. Blink should be the star of the show, really. And you could have Morph. See, they could bring him right over from the show, from X-Men 97. You think there? It all makes so much sense.
It's a pretty esoteric comic to put out there and hope that people will watch it. I would love it.
Take shots on crazy stuff all the time. I'll tell you, Exiles has sold a lot more comics than Ironheart. Yes, they have.
Well, they have way more comics than probably our Ironheart comics out there. That series ran for I know the trades. I have all 6 volumes of the complete collections, and they're big trades.
Oh, and we got art by former guest of Graphic History's podcast,
Jim Calafiore. Yes, sir.
Yeah. You have a comic recommendation for us tonight, Andre?
Black.
You can. Yeah, go ahead.
Black Sad. It's a French comic. I think it's translated in English about it's like a. You ever read any of it, Devin?
Is it like about a cat or something?
Yeah, he's like a cat detective.
Yeah.
It's anthropomorphic animals. It's like a 1950s noir kind of story, but a private detective played by Cat John Blacksad, and all the characters in it are anthropomorphic animals. But it's beautifully drawn, and it's great sort of noir detective stuff. There is a PlayStation 4 game that's sort of like a Telltale style game where you of it, which I also played and enjoyed. But yeah, it's fun. It's good. It's a good series, and the art is gorgeous. They did the second trade of a 2-parter just came out, so they're but every so many years they put another one, and they're always beautiful and gorgeous. Go read Black
fans, check out the new Lower Deck series.
Yes, I gotta finish up that. I gotta finish watching the show.
It's amazing.
It's a good
show. I'm sad it's over.
Me too.
What's Jerry O'Connell gonna do now?
He's on that stupid talk show he's on every day.
Is he on a talk show?
Yes, he's on. It's like I keep seeing ads for it, and not Jerry. It's not Jerry Siegel, is it? What's his name? Jerry Siegel's guy made Superman.
I said Jerry O'Connell.
Oh, that makes way more sense. The star of My Secret Identity.
Yeah, exactly.
Great Canadian TV show.
In Sliders, which is a friggin'
I forgot about
show.
Sliders.
I love Sliders, man. I love Sliders.
Yeah, it's on CBS. It's called The Talk.
Okay.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Jerry O'Connell's on that.
Yep, he's one of the main leaders.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still married to Rebecca Main Stamos.
Did you want to play the casting game, or did you do your Colossus research?
So yeah, somewhat. I'm not super happy with it, but I'll see.
I'm not either. I was hoping you had something good, and I'll tell you why. Well, let's play this game.
Well, the one thing I've discovered, and I think it's a flaw in our initial casting of Cyclops, is Elordi is really tall.
Yeah, I'm fine with that because Cyclops.
No, but he's going to be way taller than Cyclops or than Colossus and other characters to find someone that's good for it.
I thought about that, but it was also making Wolverine look shorter. So you could either find some freakishly tall guy to play. Like, there's not many X-Men that are taller than Cyclops, really. Colossus for sure.
Well, when he's souped up, he'd be CGI anyway.
That's the thing.
So
I
think when he's not souped up, if they have him powered down.
That wasn't the problem I had trying to find an actor for Colossus. But anyway, I'm going to hit the music so we can play this game.
So sensual.
Here. Yeah, it is. It's an sensual game. So yeah, this is our X-Men. We've got Professor X, Bryan Cranston, Magneto, Jamie Lannister, Nikolai Coster-Waldau. Oh, what's her name again? Storm. I gotta remember her name because I think she'd be pretty great at it, actually.
I was reading her name too.
It's something Smith.
Yeah, it's oh shit. One sec. Jodie Turner-Smith.
Jodie Turner-Smith, yes. And we have Jacob Elordi as Cyclops. I still think he's tall. I know he's tall, but I think
he would be a better Colossus, probably.
No, he's too skinny. That's why he works as Cyclops.
Well, no, it's fine when he's
Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. Rumor has it they're another rumor I saw. It's probably bullshit, but they're working her into a Scarlet Witch movie or something. Sabretooth. What's this guy's name? Sabretooth.
No idea. Guy from Reacher.
Okay, the guy from Reacher. And now we're at Colossus. So the problem I had, I was trying to find Russian actors, and I don't know if you know this about Russians, but Russians are born at the age of 32. Like, it's not, people don't talk about that a lot, but I'm pretty sure it's true.
Yeah, it's kind of a Benjamin Button.
Because I would like Google like Russian actors under 30, and the youngest ones that would come up would be 32. So, and Colossus is supposed to be like younger than Cyclops and stuff. So that was also another problem.
Well, the guy that I think would probably be best for it, I'm pretty sure, was the guy that was in the guy that played Razor Fist or whatever in Shang-Chi. I liked him, but he's already in the Marvel Universe.
He doesn't look like Colossus.
Yes, he does. He's Russian, he's tall, and he's jacked.
Like the Russian from The Punisher.
No, look him up. He doesn't look bad. Look at a picture of him.
What's his name?
We can't use him. He's already in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, we can't use him, so it doesn't matter anyway. Well, here's the only Russian fella I found that's even like he's 32, but that's like a 6-year-old Russian, right? But look at this guy. Handsome, looks kind of like Colossus. He's not short. He's like 6'1". And you could CG him up, and he's 32, and he's an actor.
Sure, I like it. Let's go with it.
I think his name's what's his name? It's like Ivan, like Zhvakin. Yeah, Ivan Zhvakin.
All right, you want to throw? We did cast. We don't really know much about him, but we cast the guy from Teen Titans as Nightcrawler too, didn't we?
Did we?
I think there's better actor for him, but
yeah, I do too. That's not. We won't go with that one yet.
Let's throw a quick one in because I was thinking about this when I was going through a list, and I like this a lot. Multiple Man.
Okay. You know what? It actually has to be a really good actor to play Multiple Man.
Yeah, I'll tell you who mine is. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I think he'd be a really fun Multiple Man.
It's not the worst. He was good
I think
in
he'd
that
be great.
bike movie, but
all the movies he's in, you're like, he's good in that bike movie, the Courier one with yeah. I think he'd be really good.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is Multiple Man.
Oh, and I also think I'm going to use him for something else. He's one of my favorite actors. But I also think an alternative Magneto would be Michael Shannon.
I think there's a better villain he could play. He would play a great villain, though.
He'd be an interesting Apocalypse, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I think in Multiple Man would be really good. And I also watched a movie a little while ago where
he can do the comedy aspect because he did do that,
He can do action too. I mean, he's been in enough action movies.
Yeah. All right. You know what? He's not my favorite actor, but I'd give you that one. Better than what they were gonna do. They were gonna cast James Franco for that.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, he would have been all right. He's obviously a problematic figure at the moment, but he would have been all right. Also, there's a guy. There's a movie that came out this past year called Rebel Ridge, by Jeremy Saulnier on Netflix that I really, really liked. Did you see that?
No.
But the actor that was in it, originally John Boyega was supposed to be in it, but then he dropped out and they cast this other guy who was a virtual unknown to me anyway. But based on that performance, he kind of became noticed and was recently cast as Green Lantern as
Jon Stewart.
As the Jon Stewart Green Lantern in the live action Green Lantern show. But I think he'd be a really good Bishop.
Well, if DC got him, he's not going to come over. He's not going to be rocking.
We're fan casting the Marvel universe, so it doesn't matter what's in DC stuff.
Yeah, but we're trying to make this happen.
No, they're not going to.
We'll come back to Bishop. We can do better than Jon Stewart. But yeah, so we'll go with this rando Russian guy. I haven't seen any of his work, but he's handsome.
What's his name?
Ivan Shvakin.
Shvakin?
Shvakin.
Ivan, how do you spell his last name?
Zhvakin, I think.
Ivan Shvakin.
But like he's 32, but he looks like 20. So like,
yeah, he does look the part. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Can he speak English? Is a good important. Is an important question.
I don't know.
He's been in only Russian movies.
The funny thing, well, and that's fine, I guess. Or like you could just cast like somebody else, like that's not even Russian as Colossus, I suppose.
As long as they can pull off the accent. But no, I like that guy. Let's go with him. Why not? My actually the guy I was going to pick he's a Canadian actor, but he's only 6'1" as well. His name is Alexander Ludwig. He was in that show Vikings. Look him up and you can see who he is. He was in
I've seen Vikings. Who on Vikings?
He's the main dude.
Oh, friggin' Travis Fimmel.
He played Bjorn Ironside in the Vikings
the guy who played Bjorn Ironside. Yeah, he's huge. Yeah, but he's like 45 now.
No, he's 32.
Really?
Yes, look him up.
Oh, he could play Colossus.
That was my guess. That was my pick. But he's not that tall. I think he's like, I would look like height. I think he's like the same height as me.
Oh,
he's the same height as me. He's 6'2".
Oh, he's bigger than this guy. Sorry, Ivan, you're gone. We're putting in Ludwig.
Yeah, okay.
That's his first name again.
Alexander Ludwig.
Yeah, he's a good actor too.
Yeah, Canadian actor. Yeah. He's on Hunger Games. He was in Bad Boys movies. He's in Vikings. He's on the wrestling.
I mean, he's a blondie, and like they'd have to like dye his hair.
Yeah, dye his hair black. You can do that. Give him a little goatee if you want to. His first movie was Air Bud World Pup from the year 2000, but followed by MXP, the Most Extreme Primate, the MVP sequel. But then he went on.
Everyone's seen that.
Race to Witch Mountain when he's a kid. Hunger Games. Grown Ups. Lone Survivor. Lately he's done
there we go. There he is. Look at that.
Yeah, he's cool actor.
Colossus. Yeah. Oh, everyone's good in Vikings. That's why I wanted to cast like the guy who played Floki as something.
Well, if he can do the Viking accent for the Viking show, I'm sure he can pull off a Russian one. So that's why I thought it was either him or the guy that played the Mountain in Game of Thrones, who was pretty much my cast pick for Juggernaut anyway. So
he'd be a better Juggernaut.
Yeah, he'd be great because he doesn't have to talk a lot. Although he has a very thick accent. If you want a Juggernaut to be his brother, I don't think. Yeah.
I mean, you can just CGI Juggernaut too, just like they did in Deadpool. Because Juggernaut's ridiculous huge. Like you don't even need a human. He doesn't look right as a human. Vinnie Jones looks stupid.
Yeah, well, there's the guy that played him in the Deadpool movie.
That's CG.
No, it was a dude. That was an actual guy. No, in Wolverine and Deadpool.
Oh, yeah, that looks stupid too.
Yeah, but he was basically just wearing the Vinnie Jones costume. Big dude. Yeah, he used to be a wrestler. I can't remember his name.
And also, as far as villains go, we can just like bring Theo James right over from X-Men 97 as Bastion. He played it so good.
Yeah, he already looks the part.
If they ever wanted to do a Bastion, fine. And he's a good actor, Theo James. He was good in the what is it called again? The one they made a movie of and then a series of.
Oh,
Guy Ritchie. No.
Oh, The Gentleman.
Gentleman, yes. Yeah. Well, I'm happy with that Colossus pick. Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
I'm glad I brought that one. He's my only
too.
one that seemed to half make sense.
Funny thing is,
but
in
Lordy's
Canada, Canadians are also born at 30.
But Lordy's going to tower over him. Lordy's like 6'6".
No, he's 6'5".
It's still pretty tall.
Yeah, but they're also gonna like get a CGI Alexander Ludwig.
No, but he has to
Beefs up.
depower down at some point.
Yeah, but he's not gonna be. But he's still gonna look bigger than a Lordy just because he's like. Do you ever see Bjorn Ironside in Vikings? He looks a lot bigger than like because he's
they can put him.
He's
on
a hulking dude.
They can have him standing on a box or put lifts in his shoes or whatever they got to do.
I don't know. That's fine. Lordy works. Like you got to get that string bean thing, and most of his scenes are gonna be with Wolverine anyway, and he'll make.
I don't know.
Small.
I don't know.
What?
I'm thinking about Luke Hemsworth or Liam Hemsworth.
Liam Hemsworth, not one of the Hemsworths.
He looks,
but
two
of them are already in the MCU.
Right, he's the Thor, the actor that plays Thor.
He's already an Asgardian actor.
There you go. Sorry, that's true. So
Sam Neill's in the MCU.
That's true. That's true. But I was trying to think about Arcade actually, who I thought would be best for him.
Oh well, I think what's his face? Who played Pennywise?
Bill Skarsgård?
Yeah.
He was in the Deadpool movie, but that's the other universe.
Right. Yeah.
Other universe, it doesn't really matter. I think he's too tall. I don't know. He's too
not right. No, I guess you need somebody a little more like
a little shorter. Well, I always thought of him as diminutive.
Actually, would be great, but he's too old now. But like, go back 30 years, and Martin Short would have played the perfect Arcade.
Oh yeah, who I think would probably play it well? Daniel Radcliffe. He plays Goofy really well, and evil Goofy pretty interesting. And he's a short dude.
Yeah.
I put him in a little bow tie and all that in that white suit. He'd look pretty great.
Yeah. He'd make a British Arcade, whatever. Like, where's Arcade from? Does anybody know? He might have been a British character. Actually.
He's done movies where he's done an American accent.
American accent. I don't mind that either. We'll have to write these down. We're coming up with some good ones here.
That's right.
All right, what's the next big one we're gonna do then? We got Colossus. I'll do to get the pictures of these villains we just did.
Who did we just do? We did Colossus or Juggernaut. We agreed on Juggernaut, are we? For the
we're
not.
No, we're not. No,
his voice isn't good.
No.
All right, so we got. Who do we just do? We did Colossus, and we did
Theo James as Bastion if they want,
sure.
And
Daniel Radcliffe as Arcade.
No, you had another one.
Did I? You talked about Juggernaut, but we didn't pick it.
Okay. Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe's Arcade's good.
Oh wait, you talked about?
Joseph
Gordon-Levitt as Multiple Man, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's good.
Maybe we'll make that the next one, and maybe I'll try to come up with a counter.
No, we're keeping it. Pick up someone else.
All right, we'll keep that one. All right. Well, let's do Rogue. That's a tough one.
Sure, that'll be a tough one.
All right.
Oh, I already know who it is.
Really? All right, we'll save it for next episode. All right. Well, something I should mention, I wanted to mention here in our United Federation of Podcasts is we have the new horror podcast from Michael Chan, Heard Noise, Must Investigate. And it's 3 episodes in, I think, so far. I listened to them all. I like it. I think it's the new and improved Michael Chan horror podcast. He did the Hellbound podcast before. I like this one.
Cool.
It's pretty great. He's doing a segment where he's watching horror movies that are basically universally panned, and just to see if there's anything good in there. He just did Ghosts of Mars.
Oh, that's one of the few Carpenter movies I haven't seen.
You haven't seen Ghosts of Mars? Is it because you love John Carpenter and you don't want to ruin that for yourself?
No, there's a few movies of his I haven't seen. I could have been saving them. That was one. His Elvis movie I didn't see. His first made-for-TV movie, Somebody's Watching Me, I haven't seen. Also, his last movie, The Ward, I never saw with Amber Heard.
Yeah. But, he's got his niche in for horror podcasts, I think. He also talks about horror merch and toys and stuff like that, too.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, check it out. Heard noise. Must investigate.
Let's investigate. Got it. I like it.
And coming up, finally, the long-awaited return of the podcast from Jameel Robinson, guest of this show many times. True Currency, a pop culture conversational.
Cool.
So that one, first episode, that's coming out. So lots happening in the UFP. Anything else for the key? Well, you know what? There's always a little homework assignment, isn't there?
That's right. Watch the next episode.
I only
We're back
wish she could be here with us. I miss
back.
her.
What's that from?
What if the storm?
Oh, right.
She could be here with us. I miss her.
I believe we're on Grim Reminder. Is that right? Episode 11?
Yep. Good reminder.
Grim Reminder of the X-Men podcast, or of the X-Men Evolution television show season 1. Go watch Grim Reminder. This is a grim reminder to watch.
It's not that grim.
It's a reminder.
Andre's always got his little spice of grim.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You know how grim you are.
How much you talking about? I'm positive, man.
All right. Well, let's get out of here, shall we?
See you next time.
Catch you next time.
Stop. Enough!